Hi, everyone, and thanks for being here today. My name's Rob Davis, and I lead the solution management organization here at MicroStrategy. So in a nutshell, my job is to understand our customers' needs for business intelligence and analytics, and to build those into new product features that actually help them provide intelligence everywhere, to provide business intelligence and analytics across the organization. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about connecting humans to artificial intelligence. And I'm going to take this from an analytics and business intelligence point of view, but I'm going to go through a few finance examples as well on how we at MicroStrategy are thinking about artificial intelligence and machine learning and how it feeds into the overall experience of providing insight to the enterprise. A couple of words about myself before we get started. I've been at MicroStrategy about 3.5 years now. Before that, I spent 3 years at Tableau, and before that, I was 15 years at Business Objects and SAP. So I've kind of gone around the circle as far as analytics and business intelligence goes. And prior to that, which is why I'm so interested in the AI topic, I actually worked with artificial neural networks in my particle physics degree in detecting the Higgs boson. So kind of bringing together those business and scientific worlds. And I've had one foot in the AI world and another foot in the business analytics world for quite some time now. When I moved into business analytics and business intelligence, I realized that the way that people in organizations, financial, manufacturing, or otherwise, consume data really requires three conditions to get data and analytics out to 100% of the people in the enterprise. The first one is access. It doesn't do just to have business analysts looking at self-service visualizations or to have data scientists looking at deep machine learning algorithms. In order to provide real value from data and real value from business analytics, you have to have tools that speak to people with every level of data literacy in the organization, whether they be people with those deep analytic skills or people who just want that contextual single KPI that they need to make a decision in a matter of seconds. The second thing that people need in order to feel like they're going to use data in their day-to-day lives is the ability to take action from that data. So more than just looking at a dashboard and saying, oh, that's interesting, but I don't know what to do with it, but the ability to take action on that data and say, hey, I really would like to be able to close this sales opportunity, or I would like to be able to escalate this particular support case, or in fact, I would like to be able to cross-sell or upsell a new financial product to one of my customers. So that ability to take action is key for people becoming implicated and involved with the data. And finally, and this underlies both access and action, people need to be able to trust the data that they're basing their decisions on. And this is true from the data scientist all the way through to the frontline worker in an organization. If they can't trust the provenance and the governance of the data that they're basing their decisions on, then they simply won't use that data. They simply won't use those analytics to make decisions. So how does this impact the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in the enterprise? Well, firstly, data scientists need that trusted data to be successful. It's interesting, if you do some research, data integrity, data governance, data trust is still the #1 reason why most data science projects fail. Data scientists simply build their algorithms on the wrong data or on data that the rest of the organization doesn't trust, so they're not able to make decisions from it. Data scientists today also spend most of their time wrangling data or looking for data or trying to figure out which data to use to train their algorithms. And they could be far more effective if they knew they were using the same data sets, the same governed data that the rest of the organization accepts as a single version of the truth. Also, models must be trained on repeatable, unbiased sources of data. So the more you have that governance across the organization and a central platform that provides that single version of the truth, you're able to avoid bias problems and other significant problems in artificial intelligence and machine learning that affect the trust of end users when they end up making decisions from that data. So data scientists need that governed, trusted data layer to be successful. And then the other challenge facing data scientists is they need to be more outbound looking. It doesn't help if a data scientist creates a beautiful algorithm, a beautiful AI piece of work that no one uses. You have to be able to integrate that artificial intelligence and that machine learning into business process as quickly as possible and in as agile fashion as possible to make it useful across the whole organization. And so what's interesting is that means data scientists need to become storytellers. And here's a couple of quotes from people working in the data science industry that support that. So first of all, data scientists we know are able to analyze data in extreme detail, but in many instances, they're not trained or don't have the tools to communicate those insights to the wider organization. And similarly, data scientists and data analysts will often present their findings to internal stakeholders, but they must have the tools and the ability to relate their work to the business cases and to the use cases that the frontline users in the organization have to make those algorithms relevant. So data science and business intelligence must eventually integrate. And this is the only way we'll get all of the great work that's being done in AI and machine learning out to the masses, where they begin to believe in those algorithms in their daily work and to implement them into business process. So again, to reiterate, you need trusted data to do that. If you have garbage in to train your algorithms, you're going to get garbage out. One of the ways we think about that at MicroStrategy is that we provide a centralized platform of trusted, governed data in a single version of the truth in something called our semantic graph that connects to every underlying source that you have in the enterprise and allows data scientists to use the same governed data to train their algorithms that everyone else in the organization is using to do business intelligence. Secondly, you need to have an open architecture. We've realized that a lot of BI firms are building their own data science tools or building their own predictive algorithms. We know that professional data scientists are using the tools that they know and love and respect today. So whether they're using Python, R, or any other tool, you have to have your BI tool integrate with those platforms to give the best results. And finally, you have to be able to tell that story at the end. You have to be able to interpret those AI and machine learning algorithms into single bits of data or single next best actions that everyone in the organization can use regardless of their level of data literacy. And that's what we call machine learning for the workforce. Put those predictions in the hands of the people that can act on them in day-to-day business process. So when we think about how we do this at MicroStrategy, we have analysts, we have business users, and we have developers. Analysts are the people typically using a Power BI or a Tableau or a ClickTech or ClickSense or a MicroStrategy dashboarding or business intelligence tool. You also have business users who never get outside of Microsoft Office, be it PowerPoint or Excel, and developers who are developing applications for the overall business on the web or in other tools. In MicroStrategy, all of those different kinds of business users can connect to our single semantic graph, which is a governed federation layer on top of all of your data sources, and can provide that single version of the truth to all of your analysts, business users, and developers. But we decided to take it a step farther and really make the data scientist a full member of that business intelligence community as well. So in MicroStrategy, you can actually use the MicroStrategy semantic graph to provide trusted data to train your algorithms in Jupyter or RStudio, and then publish back that artificial intelligence enriched data to the semantic graph so that it then can be leveraged in the front-end applications, Microsoft Office, or in any business intelligence tool that's supported by our stack. So it's really about closing that loop like I talked about before, providing trusted data to the data scientists to train their algorithms, allowing them to write back their results of their algorithms in real time to the semantic layer or semantic graph, and then allowing frontline users to be able to leverage those machine learning algorithms in the decisions they make in Office, in business intelligence tools, or in custom applications. That open architecture is really a result of what we've learned about how data scientists work. Data scientists have spent years perfecting their craft in specialized tools like R and Python, and hence we built a fully open BI platform that provides SDKs and APIs that allows you to use our semantic graph to load data into those tools, but also to export the results of those tools to objects in our semantic layer. These are the most well-established artificial intelligence and data science tools out there in the market today. And we also have connections to Data Robot, SageMaker, Alteryx, Data IQ, all these other tools that are widely used across the industry today to try to get you that full view of all the machine learning that's in your enterprise and expose that to the frontline workers in business intelligence. Once you have that machine learning in place and you've made the data scientists a first-class citizen of the business intelligence community, you can take advantage of all of the easy-to-use tools that MicroStrategy offers to make it easy for end users to utilize those algorithms in making decisions. So technical staff are needed to build the models, but your non-technical staff can translate those insights into action that influence your profitability, that influence your efficiency, that make sure that the best decision is being made at all times. And one of the technologies we've developed at MicroStrategy to do that is a technology called Hyperintelligence, which augments any business application that you might have, be it a web application, be it Salesforce, be it Workday, be it a call center application, with just-in-time micro dashboards that can combine any of that data coming from our semantic graph. So you can bring data from any source that you have under the semantic graph, but also data science algorithms and machine learning algorithms that we talked about before. So that means, for example, on the card here, you can see a buyer score for this particular buyer when you're looking at a particular situation with a buyer in your enterprise. You can look at the market score that they have as well. All of these things coming from an R or a Python algorithm that you have in the organization. And then people can make decisions from that. So hyperintelligence, as I said, is a technology to embed these hyperintelligence cards. And I'll date myself a little bit here, but a hyperintelligence card is really the moral equivalent of a 3.5 by 5 inch index card that we all used to have on something on our desk called a Rolodex, which allowed you to look up information about a customer, to look up information about a product, to look up information about a company, and to see information coming from many different sources on a single dashboard or a single screen. And all of that being done in our light semantic layer, meaning that you don't have to spend a lot of money or time on a data movement process or a big ETL process. And once that data is in the hyperintelligence card, you can actually trigger actions in enterprise applications underneath. So for example, imagine if I was looking at information about a particular client looking for credit, I could see their credit score coming from a machine learning algorithm directly in the hyperintelligence card when they've applied for a loan, and make a decision based on that machine learning algorithm and one showing the relative success or failure rate on the payback of a loan with that parameter to automatically trigger an event in the loan approval process to approve that loan, all without leaving my email or without leaving the web application where I was originally looking at that customer credit score. That's the power of hyperintelligence, allowing you to make faster decisions, but still based on all of that governed single version of the truth and the AI algorithms that run your business. So let's look at a couple of use cases in the time we have left. Common use cases that we see for this AI and ML integration in business intelligence are ETL, for example, making sure that your data is up to date, making sure that your fiability rating for a particular piece of data is high. So making sure that you know that a database has been refreshed at a certain time, that all of the relevant data is in there, and you can make decisions from a particular prediction. The second one is exploratory data analysis. So looking at financial services and e-commerce and looking at how you can figure out what's the next best action, what's the next best upsell, what's the next best cross-sell for a particular customer. And we know that in post-COVID times, this is becoming especially relevant because your customers are coming into the branch far less often. They are talking directly to advisors far less often. And you need to be able to know what offers and what new products to offer those customers remotely. And the second one is AI, the third one rather, is AI ML integration using all of the tools that I talked about before. Once those algorithms are built, how do you get them into the day-to-day process of loan approval, of data authentication, of cross-sell and upsell capability? So let's look just one more use case, forecasting insurance claims. So the idea here is, how do you use artificial intelligence and machine learning to predict the payout on future insurance claims, to provide your executive stakeholders with visibility and an interactive decision-making tool on individual insurance claims. So in order to do this, you have to acquire data. So first of all, acquire data from a variety of sources into the MicroStrategy semantic graph via all of our connectivity to those data sources. Secondly, learn and create algorithms in R or in Jupyter or in any tool of your choice in order to map that past-looking data about insurance claims into how often those insurance claims were actually approved and what the risk factors were. And then deploy that machine learning or that artificial intelligence algorithm into a Hyperintelligence card or into a dashboard, allowing frontline staff to make just-in-time decisions on insurance claims, or in fact to escalate ones that may be problematic to your fraud department or to your investigation department. And that results in the end in a card that looks something like this. So for a particular insurance claim, for example, you see the requester, you see their contact information, you see the type of policy that they have. You also see what stage the claim is in, how long it's been in that stage, and the customer KPIs, how often they've been denied an insurance claim, and what their overall customer satisfaction score has been. Plus all of the information about the claim amount, the deductible, everything about the policy that you might want to know. So that looks easy, but that actually comes from multiple data sources and at least 2 machine learning algorithms that give you all of that information in real time about that insurance claim. And then you'll notice at the top of the card, you have 2 particular buttons, one to approve the claim, one to deny the claim, that will allow you to very quickly take action on that card and avoid logging into any other system if you have enough information as an adjuster to already make that decision on that claim. So data science democratization is really what we're aiming for in the MicroStrategy platform, making sure that data scientists are part of the business intelligence community and their algorithms use trusted and governed data that is provided and trusted by the rest of the organization, but also turning the data scientist really into a storyteller, into someone that builds business process ready algorithms that can be put out to the front end user in tools like Hyperintelligence and allow insurance adjusters, allow relationship managers in the finance business to make the right decisions to do what's best for their customer and to maximize profitability and efficiency for the organization. We know that Gartner says that AutoML is the next big shift in machine learning. So allowing people to build machine learning algorithms on the fly based on feedback of what's actually happening in the business. And this is another benefit that we're looking to in the future by having end users be able to act on artificial intelligence and machine learning in real time, is all of that information on how they're using those algorithms and whether those algorithms are being successful when they're applied by the front end staff can automatically be fed back into the training of the algorithms through our semantic graph. So the algorithms actually get better by themselves over time. And those routine data science tasks will be automated over the course of the next 5 years and will really allow access to machine learning by unskilled people in a far higher volume way. So if I had to summarize the presentation, it really would be in 4 steps for successful adoption of artificial intelligence and machine learning in your business intelligence and analytics community. The first one is to achieve trust in all of your underlying data by using a strong, governed, single version of the truth in a semantic graph, such as the one that's offered by MicroStrategy. The second one is to enable your data scientists by integrating their tools into the analytics platform using open technologies. So the SDKs and APIs we've looked at today that allow your data scientists to actually import data from the trusted semantic graph into R or Jupyter or Data Robot or the tool of your choice, and then to export the results into that semantic graph for consumption by the BI community. The third one is to give access to data to more people in the enterprise using frictionless technologies such as Hyperintelligence. Make that data part of the experience people have every day, and they'll use it more and more often. And finally, Join the links between the two sides. Allow non-technical people, rather, to use those artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms by integrating all of the work of the data scientists based on trusted and governed data into those easy-to-use BI tools with actions to allow people to use those algorithms in real time, make decisions, and feel like they're implicated in taking action from data. So thanks. I'd be interested in talking about more use cases that you have, especially in the finance industry, for integrating business intelligence, analytics, and of course, artificial intelligence and machine learning. My email address is here, and I look forward to continuing the conversation in the Q&A and the chat at the end of our session. Thank you.